Cnidaria and the Portuguese man of war. Cnidaria is a strictly marine phylum that is mostly made up of anemones, corals, and jellyfish. But it also includes ctenophores like the Portuguese man of war, or Physalia physalis, which, contrary to popular belief, is not a jellyfish. The reason why jellyfish are different to ctenophores is that jellyfish are multicellular organisms. This means that the cells of the organisms cannot survive if they are separated from the organism itself. Ctenophores are more like colonial organisms, which means that most of the cells, or polyps in this case, could survive independently. The Portuguese man of war is made up of 4 different polyps: the pneumatophore, dactylozooids, gonozooids, and gastrozooids. The dactylozooids form the stinging tentacles that paralyze and kill prey. The tentacles are covered in nematocysts which contain stings. The gastrozooids are then in charge of breaking down the food for themselves and the rest of the polyps. The gonozooids are in charge of reproduction, which we'll get back to later. The pneumatophore is a single polyp that forms the gas-filled balloon. The balloon is partially inflated with carbon monoxide produced by glands in the pneumatophore. The rest of the space is filled with gas diffused from the atmosphere. The pneumatophore is the man of war's only form of locomotion. If you can't, this is locomotion. And it floats on the water, propelled around by waves, currents, and wind, which is also how the man of war got its name. The man of war is an extremely ancient type of animal, with fossils dating back 600 million years, when the Earth was only just getting its ozone layer, so its exact evolutionary history is unknown. Some scientists, however, think that its type may be a link between single and multicellular organisms when the tiny creatures began working and specializing together. What are some of its adaptations? The Portuguese man of war is a perfect example of a behavioral adaptation, because it is essentially a behavioral adaptation. The 4 different polyps started working together and have changed so much that some cannot survive on their own. The polyps have adapted structurally, as in the case of the pneumatophore, and physiologically, like how the polyps are dependent on the gastrozooids for nourishment. How do they reproduce? The Portuguese man of war reproduces in much the same way as species of coral do, where the reproductive polyps release the eggs and sperm into the water. When the eggs are fertilized, they grow into larvae called planula, which go through asexual budding to create a new man of war. What percentage of the man of war's DNA is similar to humans? This is a hard one to answer, and I'll explain why. When trying to decide what percentage of DNA is similar in a jellyfish, things got a bit hazy, so it is labeled as roughly 60%. It could be more or it could be less, it is hard to tell. But now take the Portuguese man of war, which is not even one single organism but really a collection of 4 of them, and you've got an even bigger problem. Let's just say roughly 60% as well and leave it there. What about internal systems? The Portuguese man of war has an open digestive system. The dactylozooids capture the prey, and the gastrozooids release enzymes that break down the food into proteins, carbohydrates, and fat, which float around freely as a kind of polyp all-you-can-eat. The circulatory system and respiratory system are unique to the polyps, which are probably similar to cells, so cellular respiration.